Good morning. It's actually some pretty good music. But I usually don't play with music, or stream with music. Maybe we can pick that up later during a break. So last time we queried a list of last 100 videos and got sort of like a heat map, and since it's displaying in the time zone I streamed in, it actually sort of makes sense. But that will be as long as it ends up running in the user's client, that will just kind of work out. May eventually have to do something about that, but like the first thing you need to make any sense of this is an actual time scale. I mean, you can kind of figure out how things work, but some numbers would be nice. Now, so far, I've just been positioning divs. Could probably still make that work. Let's take a look at okay, so it's actually a pretty simple view function so far. Yeah, so the weird thing is that I converted these into, well, one of the weird things, I converted these into ranges, and I ended up having to use start and width anyway. So I'm wondering if I should just make it start and duration and stick with that and just do the time transformation. Because I think most, like even SVG rectangles would be start and width. Most drawing rectangles would be like, you know, location and width. So that would actually be a simple change. Oh, and actually, you're just video duration. Okay. Keep in duration. Keep duration instead of end, since we have to use width anyway. Oh, and I guess one thing that would be good would be to use a less arbitrary scaling factor. Oops. Yeah, because that's completely arbitrary right now. What we really want is something that can handle, speaking of setting up scales, something that can handle the idea of the graphic width being relative to the screen. Now, is that something SVG does? Well, I know how many seconds are in a day. Or actually, it's technically milliseconds. So I can do that, and I can turn that into percents. So I should look at something like that. So 24 hours. Oh no, actually this is, yeah, we don't need all the parts. "60 minutes, 60 seconds, 1,000 milliseconds. Might still need that. And then we want to do times 100 divided by day. And VW, I think. Or just percent. Oops. Okay, I might actually need to make that a little bit less. But that does make it scale. Because we've got some margin stuff going on here currently. All right, actually, I don't know if SVGs do percentages, so that could be good. Commit minus M. Scale width to viewport. Now I could make a scale for this pretty easy by just doing a set of common numbers and sort of working it out the same. Well, that's hours, so I could just do divide by 24 instead of divide by day. So I don't need this anymore. At the moment, I don't technically need this to be a UL. Which means we don't need list style type. Oh, I might have to convert that to... Yeah, these have to be display blocks, so I should actually make these divs. I should probably keep an eye out for any errors or anything down here. Oh, really? What did I mess up? Oh, that's... Nope, okay, that's the debugger stuff. Oh, probably, yeah. Oh, because I do specifically UL. Which did give me convenient handles. Class, this could almost, yeah, table isn't quite right. Glass. Stream. So then we have row, that class. Oh yeah, I get rid of all the extra margins. We'll eventually want some margin on there. All right, so what I want to do is take something around here and make this a I don't know, row heat map. And your U and U, and change the indent. Map model.videos. Model. Oh, yep. Yeah, I didn't do model because I don't have to deal with sharing that just yet. But row heat map, I think we already had to bring in video. To HTML of message. Okay. So get status. Commit. Too much stuff at once, but whatever. Change to generic divs. Extract function for a row. Now I could use a single scale for all of this. I might have to do something weird with current time, but anyway. I mean, time zone matters less if you have, as long as you map current time on there. But scale would be really nice. That seems too simple. These are all helper kind of things, but they're generic. Scale. No. Display scale. It's just going to be an HTML message. So you're going to look a little bit like this. I can maybe reuse this to the extent that that's going to be very similar. Because we do want this to be I guess most of the properties are actually on the other item, which is going to be different. Is there a handy helper? Oh, and I left this in partial, not a half even split. Okay. Core to make lists of all the numbers in such and such. Nope. So it's just going to be... Okay, somehow we need to go from... I don't know, 0, 3, 6, 9, 12... 15... 18, 21... So what we did before, actually this is kind of similar, is we took that list, we did need a parenthesis there, into list.map, hour to div. Class label. Out left to string hour times 90 divided by 24. Oops, yep. That's it for the style. It's the classes. That's not the greatest way to do that. But then label is going to be no background color, position absolute. Is a div appropriate for text? Well, I want it to be a block element. Maybe I should just switch to SVG at some point. Okay, that failed. Oh, how about content? Duh. This actually does have content. Text. Wrong item. R? Oh, just have to change the label. Oh, I made it absolute within its container. Well, let's still... So I guess a row has to have a height? Since everything is positioned absolutely within it. Now, one of the things I'm going to need when we get more into... Well, there's a somewhat easy way to do that. Or cheesy way to do that. Border left. Solid 1 pix. You can do color, but it would probably probably just get a default color. Yeah. Now at this width, I could have more than that, but yeah, it's going to depend on the actual width of the display, how much resolution you can have. So that might be something to get fancier later on. Now, I suppose, since I've got a double-ended thing, I could actually display 24. And that will help. Oh, yeah, I'm not handling wraparound yet. That's something we eventually might need to do, especially if somebody's viewing it in a time zone where core hours tend to overflow. I probably need to start making a document for myself. So we need to do days of week. We need to SVG. We need to handle wraparound. We want to handle time zones. Current time would actually be something kind of important. Doug and Lake, thank you for the host. All right, wraparound isn't an immediate concern for me. That, yeah, could be a thing with time zones. Medicine. Basic scale. Get add notes. To-do notes. Current time would help work out some issues of time zone stuff. But I think days of week gets a little bit better at some of the gets towards some things I want to do. So right now we're working on, we take video. And what does core date give us a day of week? It does. And it gives it to us as an enumerated type. So since I want to turn that effectively into a list, is there a list operator that would make sense for that? I could do a bunch of filters. Oh, there's range. Oh well. Just let the numbers ain't so bad. I could do a long series of partitions. Do a list and flatten the resulting lists. I could fold it into a map. Oh, except I don't know. I don't think custom types can be keys and dicks. I even forget the term for it is. And the easiest thing is that we just do a filter by day of week and then display that. And we need ooh. I need to know. I'd have to explicitly import all those symbols, wouldn't I? I mean, I can at least get day in. And it's not going to like that, is it? Yep. I know of no way to say... Oh, no, you can say that. Okay. So then what we want is... this is where we're going to need to do... Oh, you know what we do here is just do a little extra div. List.map. Something with you over days. List dot filter date dot day of week vid equals day of week over videos And actually, we can probably just compose that onto row heat map. Hmm. List video. Now, if we want to map this, it has to be... No. Other way. No. Apply it to that, then to day. Day of week. Day of week vid dot start. Does it start? Created at. So actually, we could do videos on day. And leave that out. Model videos. And I'm not completely sure how that precedence goes on the application. Oh, I left some. Sorry, these are. That always gets me. 33. List.filter. Oh, we do still need days here. No. Oh, just a leftover parenthesis. Think. And I forgot a comma. Oh, that's because your type is wrong. You're not pressing HTML yet. Because I was thinking of doing that and I didn't. Okay, we need to make some room for day labels, and I could probably make that a little bit darker now that we're doing sevenths of it. Ooh, that's too dark. Or maybe that's just I'm used to having things that are very light. Yeah, that gives a better sense of intensity. Okay. And that's already some pretty significant work. Yeah, we could probably mark that off, even though we still need to put labels on it. Okay. So they put a label on there. Within the space of the row, I'd have to incorporate it into that row method. Or I have to put it within some sort of parent container that would bump everything over to put the day label on it. Hmm. Yeah, do a separate element that'd have to like a negative margin thing. And this is where actual graphics could be useful because I'm not as constrained by the layout space taken up by things. So there's the basic SVG package. Oh, probably chart is... a lot of the... I don't know if any of these are really going to make sense for bar and pi. Web component. Bar and pi. Line chart. I mean, it depends on the data you give it, I guess. So that might just be an X and a Y scale. So it might work. You show no evidence of providing helpers for axes, though, which is one of the things I kind of want. This has a bunch of broken examples. Ah. Does not work as expected. It's lacking examples, though. Okay, it's a pie chart. Yeah, those are not the kind of labels I want. Data sets. I'm not seeing the kind of overlaid. It only deals in data sets, which is label and value. But I kind of have two-dimensional data, start and duration. And this looks like, yep, it's based on that one, which has no labels. And there's a website, which is a redirect to this. So we'd have to see if we could figure out how to use that. And that was kind of it. So we'll get back to SVG. This would have to be not quite stacked. Time data, list float. Yeah, one of them had XY, but it didn't give me any help run the labels. All right, so that's, yeah, we've got canvas. Some interactive features could be interesting, but I think you can already do a little bit of that with SVG. We've got, well, I'm community, fine. And apparently core SVG doesn't show up in this list. Interactive. Draw with time and messages. View update. All right, simulation. Time. Oh. Yeah. Well. Draw with time. Time and model. Oh, this makes your entire program a form, which is something from one of the graphics libraries. Oh, and we have got a constrained set of messages. Yep, that's a teaching tool. Okay, and this can render as multiple things. Hmm. Diagrams. I missed that one. Does this have examples of the kinds of thing it does? Hmm. This is a different language now. Yeah, this is Haskell. Hmm. That's a little bit of a heavy mathematical one. Is there something like actual data graphing? I mean, that's a straightforward one. Those are two-dimensional points. Hmm. Oh, you've got a lot of pieces. All the modules. This is basic, huh? Wait, signal.map2? How old is this? This is still listed. Does it? Oh, you know what? I followed a link through here, not yeah, this is probably an old module. So that's straightforward and very complete. Alright, lots of documentation, not super obvious how to use it. Lots of pieces. Hmm. This is a very complex example. It kind of tries to do everything, which means that it's not going to be clear how to get started. You've got axes. Is this the README? Apparently this is the README. Yeah, I don't... An axis would be nice. But it's also not super complicated. So this would be a straight up way to do, or a typed way to do straight up SVG. Collage. This is SVG only now. Trying to keep a generic interface. Okay, so this is a straight up translation of what we got. This is like a super package. Wait. Oh, and then render is not the main module, I guess. Only provide SVG. Okay, so is that is that. Okay, that's not a big difference. Organization. Okay, elm.collage goes to SVG. Oh, yep. I guess top left is a built-in layout thing. Envelope defines a bounding box. If I want to put my collage in a rectangular envelope. Huh. I can calculate an envelope. To the upper edge. Envelopes. If I want to put my collage in a rectangular envelope, what are the distances from its local origin to the envelope edges? So I guess this means you draw some stuff and then get the bounds of it. Width and height. Ah, compositing. Okay, so this will actually be kind of handy for the way I want to do some of these things, I think. So that might be a decent one. Because ultimately, I'm going to be sticking rows on top of each other, and maybe a label off to the side, and then a label at the bottom of that. Be a little bit careful how I assemble that, but it's assemblable. Ooh. Could make the current time indicator awkward. But I guess what yeah, I mean, I probably want to indicate current day as well. So you'd only have current time on that thing, maybe? Anyway. Oh, we ended up using, Ended up using SVG. Well, that makes sense for doing SVG. And then a whole bunch of extras. All right, so give us circle, rectangle. So this is going to be a little bit awkward as we convert everything. So this is going to have to be our div, and then this is where we're going to have So layout at, how does, well, that's going to be such an easy thing to find. Spacer, empty, align. Stack a collage on top of a specified anchor of a host. So I might need a rectangle to do this position stuff? I don't know. Draw a red dot box. The origin. All right, so we're going to have to do... Wait, was this? Oh, this was left over from something. I mean, maybe I'll eventually get there. Import. Is it just collage? guess that's in collage. Hmm. This is comparable to HTML. So I need... So we want... this dot map to row heat map. That's fine, except we need to say how we combine those. Is there a thing to do a whole list of stuff? Horizontal list. So list.map over days. Horizontal. Debug. SVG. Stacked on, okay. Impose. Stacks for envelope before will be forgotten. Ah, okay. In the given direction. That lets you specify a direction. Shift a collage in a direction to precisely that position where it would touch the first one. Might need some spacers. Ah, okay. Get, yeah, debug. All right, now I just have to make, so row heat map. What do we have in the basic package? Oh, I've actually got a, oh. There's actually useful stuff here. Okay, oh, 0, 0, 0 is the center. Shape, path, chunk of text. Oh, form is unstyled. Okay. Path traced, text rendered, image, HTML, HTML. Oh, actually, this is just that. And then for shapes, we're going to have a rectangle. So these are forms that get turned into collages. We're going to have filled here. Shift. Ah, so that's going to be something we need to do this. So start duration is going to turn us into a rectangle. Which gets, oh, this is just width and height? Oh, I have to turn this into a collage before I can position it. That's maybe awkward. Also, So probably gonna end up rescaling this whole thing at some point. Actually, I could just rescale it today. Although fractional is kinda nice. Alright, so width, height. Then I have to define it as, so rectangle filled each one has to be individually positioned. Is that perhaps shift? By giving them out within its local space. Shift, start, divided by day. Let's give us a 0 to 1 range. So since we're doing things that are more or less centered, we want to center this within its space. All right, so shift that. Oh, fill styles. Does filled require? Oh, yep, fill style. It's a line style. Fill describes the fill. Oh, can you do transparent? Okay, let's do this as a separate thing. So filled uniform. Did I say just blue? Yeah. What's a color? Collage.text? Color.blue. Where do we get color from? Alright, I'm going to take a short break and we'll try and figure out where we get colors from. Okay, that's got a little bit left. Not gonna wait on that. Alright, so there was an example of this with the top level topic. Import color. Okay. Is this like a base level thing? Alright, filled. Opacity, was that just float? Alright, so filled transforms it, then we can start doing this stuff. And then at some point, we'll have to scale everything. And then at the top level, oh, we got the map. Oh, I lost the 2 ranges here. Can I do... Maybe that's the wrong operator? Of course, if I do that... No, wait, 2 ranges is a list to a list. Okay, maybe. Scale, I'm going to boot for now. And this has no direct graphics in it. Now, I'm going to need to scale this, I think. Oh, there are separate scales. Let's see, I want to... well, horizontal, so that should give you a size 7 thing. Scale. Oh, we do have to do... scale X. Oh, I can't use percentages anymore. I might have to do something that analyzes the width of the container? Or could I say something like SVG width 100%? Now height. It's 7 if it's pixels. I always hate thinking of pixels because it's so device dependent. And let's see how badly we messed this up. Oh, which package are you in? You're in collage proper. SVG. All right, I think we're done with these. Is in collage.render. Now, is this one... Well, it's small enough that wouldn't matter that we expose it, but it's not going to be too terribly painful to not bring that out. Oh wait, render collage in a view box. Maybe will be removed. Okay. The HTML attributes. Use automatically calculated as the view box. Well, maybe we leave this alone for now and just see how bad it is. Oh wait, it was color.blue, wasn't it? HTML SVG. Oh, fit axis. Okay. Import color. Is this in HTML? Is this in SVG? No. Is this in core? Oh, there is a... Okay. No, it is dot blue. Why are you telling me this doesn't exist? Is this perchance color.color or something like that? Oh, no, I lost color somewhere. And the expected type errors. Wait, what? Oh, that didn't go to where I thought it would. List HTML message, but the right side is... The right side... Oh, I need to update some signatures. What is the type of a collage? Collage message? Okay, row heat. Always returns, but it returns a list of stuff that looks an awful lot like a collage. Okay. Oh, I never got around to doing the group on you. Right sides to be a collage message to blah. Hit opacity, rotation, name, handlers. Did I misunderstand shift? Oh, by a pair. Now, in fact, I am only doing Shift X here. Width 3? Single group. This might be some library stuff, but what the? Oh, there's a bunch of Rex. There's a bunch of Rex. Okay, so we're getting sort of down to it. I might want to debug these, and probably we do in fact need to scale these up a lot. Try going just a little bit bigger. Okay. I think the red marks are taking over everything. Okay, maybe not debug. Okay. Oh, no, wait, I want to be vertical. That's a nice little spectrum of the week, but not what I wanted. All right, so yeah, uniform scaling is not what we want. So scale Y, something less than that. Scale X. I mean, we're going to kind of have to measure the screen, I think. Do all that nonsense. Okay, so that's looking similar. So I guess now the question is, okay, if we do bump that down, can we... Will that scale? Or will that stretch? Nope, that just sets the maximum width. So in that sense, well, the percents would break down once I started doing, like, if I tried to do any kind of offset or anything. So I guess that's okay. So I'll have to fudge this for a bit. So body... 1,000 is actually not bad. All right, now you had some things to do like padding and stuff, right? Empty collage. Useful for setting your spacing. Okay, so there's not like a thing to do it. Mm. Where do we do? Oh no, it's vertical for me. List dot intersperse. Oh. That's going to be too much. It's probably still going to be too much. Yeah, kind of looks okay. The opacity mode is different, though. I mean, I guess it looks decent enough. All right, I've probably done more fidgeting than I should have for a major change. Basic conversion to collage. So now about that scale. Well, we originally based it sort of on that. So we want to start with a basic structure. And then map it to a thing which returns. This is going to end up being once again, a group. So we're going to need that, we're going to need that, we're going to need something to that effect. Technically, what we need here is a line. I mean, you could do it with a rectangle, but we kind of want... render is your final thing. Text is a separate thing. Oh, I might still be doing a rect and just, like, stroking it, maybe? Oh, no, it's collage, actually. Path. A horizontal... Okay, sure. We are going to need a close parenthesis at some point here. Line 1. Rotate 90. I'm not sure how that's going to arrange itself yet. Although segment is actually kind of more direct. So this is X. Doesn't really matter if it's up, down, or okay, segment. We need text. From string and empty. From string to string. So this, we're going to have to do that. Horizontal. Right, because those, yeah, I don't need to group that. It's just a straight up side-by-side combination. And then Shift X, I think. Yeah, that's what I did up there. All right, and do that, and then group all those up as they are. And ooh. I can't do 0-1s easily on you, can I? Well, it's SVG text. It's out of scale. So I can either append it to that list, and I forget which order this goes. Oh, we need collage dot text. I'm not going to use that one as much, I think. Did I? Oh. Got to be a list. All right, where's this? 2. Where are we getting HTML message stuff in here? horizontal. Expecting its right side to be list HTML message. So that has to be coming from here? God, this is somewhere else. Oh, I have to stroke the path. Line segment path traced. Line style. Oh my goodness. Default line style. Solid line. Solid takes a fill style. Actually, this is probably going to be too big, but... uniform color dot black. Oh, text also has to be rendered. Okay. Oh, maybe this doesn't include the rendering? Rendered. I might have to play with some stuff here. Yep, associativity. So now we've got to play with this junk. Still got an HTML message somewhere. Oh, we've still got a div hanging out, that's why. And it happened to get a list. Okay, that was way too fat. The text is way too huge. And it's on the wrong side. So I guess I don't want to scale that with the rest of the stuff. Which is going to make matching things up kind of a pain. So scale, scale. So if we append something, bring lists together. Okay, so I can use that. It's unfortunate in the pipeline. So vertical turns it into a single thing. Hmm. Yeah, the coordinate systems get ugly here. Oh, so maybe I just have to choose a small enough font? No, the asymmetric scale is still going to kill it. The asymmetric scale is still going to kill any kind of font stuff. So I need to attach that separately to the scale. Which means that thing has to be a list. So the default of that is still going to be not good. Oh. Oh no, this is just display scale. We're probably waiting for data? Yep. There's no way that's going to match up right. Oh. And for that kind of scaling to work, we have to actually consider our text size. Let's see, so that is the text part. That is just text, so oh, that's right, I didn't import all of text. Well, okay, maybe I should do that. Or at least get text dot. Oh. Well, I mean, that might be kind of okay if we can. Yeah, that's just gonna have to actually be a wider aspect ratio. Which means I'm going to have to care. Or I make it teeny tiny so I can actually scale it up by 1,000, which is getting kind of silly. Привет, Alexov. How are you doing today? I really like doing scalable graphics, but I kind of need to be aware of my aspect ratio here. For the text to make sense. This actually ended up being a lot easier with the HTML. Just do percentage positions, but then that wouldn't expand well when you start getting to more calculated things with, like, if you're offsetting it in areas. Doing pretty good. Could possibly have slept better as usual. It's kind of a rainy day outside. Hopefully, I think it'll be done tomorrow in time to get out for the grocery run on the bike. This might have to be done at full size, given a space to render in. Because the text could depend a lot on the height available. And if I try to make that height 1, then I'm going to be like scaling the width I give it to that, which gets wonky. So you are going to have to take nope. Probably float actually. So text size is going to be height. Shift X is going to be this is going to be 0.1 times width. It's probably going to be too much. So I am going out and fetching the list of videos. Right now it's just my channel. I'm just sticking with the first 100 because it seems to be enough. Although separating out by days makes it a little bit less so. And using that to try and say, well, this is kind of where streams have been in the past, so we could be some kind of indication of where they're going to be in the future. I still need to get, like, current day and time and stuff on there. And then I can variously use this as a schedule on my page, perhaps, or when I'm doing my hostable to see if people are likely to be ending soon or just starting. I can host into somebody that'll be going for a while. And right now I'm dealing with graphics stuff. Our segment is actually going to be times height times height. And then we're going in 1,000 by 20. Oh, yep. Incorrect syntax. No, type signature, argument separation. Functions, oh. Oh. Yeah, if you passed something small, it would not be happy. That would be basics, right? Oh. It's great when it works. Okay, so that's way... Oh, I just like much smaller. Much smaller. And I could probably have a little bit of spacing on the text. Yep. So I need to get a current time indicator on here. That'd probably put us somewhere around here. And this, yeah, this is Monday, so... segment... Text size, up, rendered, shift. Uh... 0.1 time width. Yep. Okay, the spacing, interestingly enough. Oh, no. Okay, we're doing a horizontal combinator, so we actually do have to use a spacer. Huh. Well, there are some other layout things. I could see if any of them... That's based on the actual extents. Okay, that's just direction where it would touch without composing them. Mm-hmm. All right, so, yep, we need a... spacer 0.1 times width. Yeah, width. What? Oh, spacer probably has 2 dimensions, doesn't it? Yes. And we want the x dimension. Okay, bye. Thanks for dropping by. That's maybe a little bit too far. Oh, no, wrong way. And actually, we could just do that. Yeah, it's just in a list, so we can actually do this here. Yeah, it's a little bit of separation. Oh, I put a universal spacer no. What? Let's see if the bug works now. What? Why do you shuffle over? Also, what am I grouping here? Oh, I'm grouping all of those things, okay. So my assumption here is that it's centering these things. Right, and this can actually overflow. So there's no line, right? So this goes before we do you. Left. I imported all of. Oh wait, this is an ambiguity. Now it might be that I shouldn't globally import the HTML stuff now. Since I'm not going to be doing as much of that. So we have div, node, text. I will eventually be doing more. Well, I could probably move the graph out to its own little module where we import the collage stuff and then have an HTML frame around it where we import the HTML stuff. Probably a better way to handle that. Did I have... Oh, yeah, we've effectively gone to SVG. Recreate scale in collage. Now this is still a static width that just happens to match my screen. Since I'm having to use to fit available width. Maybe I needed the height auto? Oh, I discovered that I just cut it off too short. Oh. What? View box. Oh, this is an image that happens to be an SVG. Yeah, I don't... So is it defining a view box for me? It's defining a height and a width. Oh. Yeah, that's okay. So that looks like a view box. Does collage have? So it's scaling it, but we've got the truncation problem. This would be a render thing, wouldn't it? Oh, SVG explicit. Which means we'd have to go to package SVG attributes view box. Okay, that's a very low level. Oh, right. So let's have to let that stuff get cut off. All right. Render. VG.attributes.viewBox 00 1000. That's going to be 8 times 20. That's going to so have to be adjusted to aspect ratio and stuff. Oh, I have to explicitly name this. Even though it's in by dependency. All right. Now what? Okay. That's something. I'm probably still going to have to be aware of the window size, but at least it's nothing horrible now. And we're just left with 1020 as kind of an arbitrary unit. But that's a... My top's cut off a little bit, though. Do I need more height, or do I have to... Oh, I have to offset you, because the individual rows were at 0.5. So we can actually do this in this space. Shift Y 0.5. Actually, that's negative 0.5, right? Because it's mathematical. Oh, but then we get combined again. Okay, that's a little... Oh, you know what? An append would put you on the right side. Actually, so would this, right? Okay. Or just specifying a negative bounds would have worked too, I guess. And then it does get cut off a little bit off the side, so wraparounds are going to be an adventure at some point. Set SVG bounds to handle scaling a little better. We're eventually going to want to do some other stuff with that. Oh, and there's all this, the width, the spacing, determining our height. Okay. Oh, that's right. I know I wanted to... Well, I mean, this thing kind of... Well, for the sample app, it's the view, but this is like something... I'm going to want to turn this into a little bit of a toolkit I can pull out and use elsewhere, I think. Hmm. It's not the view. Is it a graph? It's kind of a graph. Diagram interrelations. Lines, dots, bars. Series of points. Outline map. A graphic design explains rather than represents. Mathematical or scientific purposes. Yeah, okay, maybe not diagram. We said, eh. It's like almost all of this goes into that. Oh, and row is gone. Stream is gone. Label is gone. Ooh. Still have a little bit of CSS. Which makes me... Those are HTML attributes. So you kind of have to apply them at the... No, that would be a style. HTML.attributes.style. List string string. No, together, just separate. And then you're going to have width. Caps lock. That'll mess you up. And we need you. And there's that. Can we do that? Okay. Oh, we still have the CSS here. Okay. Cool. Move SVG styles onto element. So keep thinking about extracting this. Well, it's gonna, I guess the graph's gonna end up being a little bit application specific to different things. So maybe I should be copying it rather than trying to make a super generic method. I mean, those can probably be generified. I just have to pass down any click handlers I had. Maybe wait on that. Okay, so current time indicators would be the big things, I think. Which requires context. So time now. Probably could use I mean, every minute wouldn't be too bad for animation update, or for just keeping it current. Could probably even be every 10 minutes on the scale. I have to figure out, we have to pull out of that time the current day of week and hour, which hopefully will somewhat extend from what we've got. This is actually already a time.every. But it's a different purpose. We shut it down, we don't need it. Actually, model. Current time. Actually, that's probably fine. Just gotta change it everywhere. And that will cause an implicit re-render if necessary. It's part of the part of the model. So then we just have to figure out how do we use that. Oh, I need a subscription. Time.every time.minute. Might even be overkill. I mean, 10 minutes would probably be fine for our purposes. One thing we do need to know, however, is let equals debug.log current time. Do I have to two-string that? Okay, I also need to do in my init. Init, we need to do a time.now current time. Oh. Does this not work how I thought it worked? Oh, it's a task. Oh, okay, it's just time.now. And then we perform task.perform current time. Okay, we got an initial value. The view is currently getting the model. So if I want to display a mark on each thing, I have to pass down current time. It might also be easier to handle current day in there. Yeah, single. Let's dot filter Oh no, not videos on day. Wrong function. I thought it was handling everything. It's a row heat map, which has to have model.time. All right, videos, 2 ranges. So we are going to have to group that. Well, no, because I can go prepend something. So then I need, this is going to be a segment, much like this segment, except relatively spaced. Or a different size. Segment, traced, solid. Yeah, that might work. Uniform color dot red. Oh, but this thing is going to be very much like that, but so current day, offset. And what do we mess up? Oh, what does offset want? Oh, it wants a date. Yeah, so my model should really be date, since everything else deals with dates. And Elm dates are really date times. Ooh. So I guess what we do here is date dot from time 0, and then current time model dot date equals date dot from time time. We know this is working now. View time as lots of reference to time. Model dot date row heat map date dot date date date. Oh, you've never actually. Oh, okay, it's not called date dot date here. And that's probably true for the other one as well. Schedule, date. Did you really never? Only indirectly. Ooh. I might actually want to make that a little bit wider so that it feels more like one thing. That kind of runs against the space. That's going to go beyond the extents, isn't it? It was because the spacing will space out the actual extents of the... Yep. Hmm. Well, I could use that as the spacing. Row heat. Which is a little bit sneaky, but... that would give them their own padding, which isn't entirely bad. Okay, great, except... where's my scale? Was it this? Oh, I changed the height of the graphic. And I've got an absolute size. I didn't expect to change it that much, though. All right, so that's... I want to check with that before doing day a week. Even though this is most of the work. Yeah, minus M, current time, indicator. Now you... so videos on day is where we are where? Oh, that's completely independent. I mean, I could just do a little backdrop. Videos on day might have to give me a pair. So we know which day we're processing. Or yep. I guess to a certain extent, programming is unbeatable. You can get really good, but I don't know if anyone can say they've beat it. So I've not set myself up so I can easily identify which day is the current day of the week. So either I have to pass that down to rendering, or I have to still keep it around enough that I can draw something on top of that section. Well, I guess unbeatable probably isn't the right word. Because you can beat a game and still not have mastered the game. And then people will get to various levels of mastery. I mean, maybe some games you can say there's a perfect run. But a lot of times the speedrunners are always, finding new little places to shave things off and such. So videos on day is probably going to have to give me a pair with the day. And then I'll have to look at that. So row heat map is already taking the date. So it could get the day of the week. And it just has to know. So it knows the current day of the week, it doesn't know which day it's rendering. I could do that externally. But I don't know how awkward it's going to be. If we look up the index and do something to that graphic. Is that even a thing you do with lists? Not really. So I could actually pull this out and group the group. And then we would have like context decorations or something. This makes this a little bit more... Takes the date, it takes a... returns a collage message. Actually, could I just leave that off and then do like... that? And then you don't take date. We'll just do that one for now. But as it stands, I think I'm gonna have to break this down. It's cute to combine them, but stat map, row heat map. Oh, I guess I don't need that anymore. This dot map, context decorations model dot date. That ordering is a little Seems like I have to bridge over the... Okay, so we can't do it that way. Maybe there is a way to do it, and I just don't know it. Except now this looks awkward. Oh, that's a list collage. No, because I group it here. Oh, so yeah, so it's just So this is actually yeah, I'm gonna have to name it anyway. Cot next. So 31. Nope. You have an argument, so you need parentheses. All right, so you can deal with the date, but I'm going to have to push the day through all of that. Well, we could cheat a little bit. Yeah, I probably want to be this to be, well, that's the function. Yeah, that will actually be good. So then context decorations takes the date, the day, and let's see if that even iterates. Nope. Day of week. Okay. And then up there is an empty. Ordering. I would assume that this would be rendering order. If date dot day of week date equals day of week, then else empty end. Was it? I use that so rarely in Elm, I've forgotten the syntax. Oh, there is no end. Okay. Then we need something sort of like this. Well, it's a rectangle. That is 1 by 1, filled with red, opacity 1 at 0. Oh. Get the first item. Oh, okay. It's a collage conflict. Oh. Oh, the way we put this in. Oh, that gives it the width. Okay. So why are you offset from 0? Oh, this is what I was afraid of doing the scale separately from the main thing. That's actually not accurate. So that is 0. And somehow in the time zone translations or something, we have a box that's starting at a negative value. Can I do something that says align to this exact position? Oh, you know what? I wonder if impose precisely that position where it would touch the first one without composing them. I usually do want to compose them. Stack a collage on top of a specified anchor of a host. That's going to be at the 0 point. But what's bottom? Anchor. Calculate a point relative to the origin of a given collage. Oh, it returns a point. But at takes an anchor collage message to point. So that's just a convenient way of specifying those. Because I need to take something that does that and then offsets it. I don't want to align them. Oh, maybe I just don't want it to align. Hey, S. Bruckman. Welcome. I'm dealing more with layout, but every once in a while I'm still sort of feeling my way through a lot of the Elm stuff. Alright, so what if we just didn't do that? That might be correct. Yeah, I've been restreaming some of the more recent stuff. It leaves out a lot of the own projects, but it's there. Okay. Oh, because I have the view box now. Okay. So does that mean I just want to change this to negative 500? No, that's still width, right? Okay, and then if there's stuff off the edge, I'm going to have to deal with that programmatically later. But that's actually looking... Well, the time actually looks correct, for one. And we've got the day of the week box. And... Maybe I want to do that... Maybe I want to do that more as a different color to the box. You know, like, which would I actually want to make that an argument to the original function instead of trying to do a decorator on it. Interesting. I wonder if... Well, I know Google tries to include social stuff in its results. So if you had looked at my YouTube before or something else they could associate with me, they may have been able to think that might be more relevant, because I find it hard to believe that that would be a natural result for that. Maybe because I have Elm as the first word, I don't know. But that's just context for people browsing Twitch and stuff. I've not been trying to explain things, but certainly if anybody has any questions, I'm glad to. I guess I like to be somewhat efficient. I don't like explaining things that don't need to be explained if, oftentimes no one's watching, or if people who know what's doing watching. Yep. So context, I wonder if I did this right. And we would actually swap this. Could we do white? Oh, that is hitting the mark, though. So maybe the rendering order is opposite of what I think? So we actually want to do you last, you first. Okay, that's not affected. Okay. That's sort of making sense. Maybe I want to do that a little bit less. Now, this isn't necessarily going to make something that's a good transparent overlay, though. But to change the color of those boxes otherwise... Yeah, I don't think I have the means. That's a fill style, so I would have to have a way... Shift scale. Oh, I can change the opacity. Okay. Okay. Actually, sort of. More like this. Oh, except I literally have to do... that. Actually, could I just do opacity? So I don't want to do that. I want to do more like... I've got a somewhat constrained thing. This would actually be the column 80 there. Oh, that didn't work. Huh. Yeah, I can't see the group. Transform scale. Are they doing some like recursive stuff? Anyway, that's that row. Rect unnamed. Fill opacity. I guess the Collage tells me that I can do this infinitely. Let's just do opacity 0.1. Remove any of the conditional code. Nope, okay. However they're implementing that, it does not work. I guess it only works on things that have direct opacity. Which is disappointing. Which means we're kind of back to... that. And of a collage. Yeah, I have to look at the source code to see why that doesn't work. Maybe it was something with my operators? Nope, just doesn't work. Anyway. So only leaves us with the really hard problems. Well, and what's the term? Responsive. Make the sizes actually make sense. Because right now we're just doing whole graphic scaling, which works, but it doesn't make for pleasant font sizes and things. Oop, I've still got a commented out thing. Yep. We did that by adjusting our view box. Highlight current day of week. All right, so we can try to, well, getting into some sort of Elm event to get the window size is going to be a little bit of a pain. Man, everything's going to be a pain at this point. We need to detect anything that starts before 0, ends after midnight, and essentially break them up into 2 items. So what does that look like? That looks like mapping everything onto a typically 1-item list, looking for 2 different conditions. And you kind of have to do it recursively, just in case somebody does like a 48-hour marathon or something. And it needs to be broken multiple times. Which would probably be easier to test if I did time zone rotation first. Oh, I know another thing I need to tackle. Right now I'm picking my opacity as an arbitrary value based on the number of videos. That probably needs to actually be based on the total number of videos. So the opacity of row heat map. Yeah. Is 0.03, which is an arbitrary value based on... Well, I've got the number of videos for this. Well, no, if I make it based on this row, then that won't really make any cross item density. Row heat map. But what if you've got somebody who streams in only one day versus somebody who streams on every day of the week? I mean, I guess it just ends up being super blue if it's not spread out across the weeks. So opacity, we're currently doing 1/3 for a full 100 videos, but it's divided by 7. And I typically do morning, afternoon. So the number of videos laying at any particular spot is more like divided by 14. Actually, does that work out? Seven. What does opacity 0.7 look like? Okay, so the fading on the other days doesn't help. But it feels to me like I'm getting a lot less detail. So somebody who was super concentrated just would be kind of out of luck there. Yeah, a lot less detail. Okay, but I'm not actually because I actually do tend to do fewer than 2 a day. And sometimes videos get broken up. So I really do kind of need to look at the intermediate list and get a value that I can pass down to you. You're doing a filter. Somewhere we want to take that, we want to well, that's on day. It's not going to account for individual locations. But that's oh, yeah, so if I did that my morning afternoon splits are going to look like it's twice as dense as any particular spot would be. Maybe I should leave that as a constant for now. We'll see if I throw some data in, it looks terrible somewhere. Okay. Wraparound might be tractable. So that's going to change the day it's on. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, it'd be easier to calculate. Man. It'd be easier to calculate here after we've done this, but then I've lost the day information. I mean, I guess I could do this into day of week offset video. Although day of week is an enumerated value, so I'd have to have the plus minus function. And then there's this thing that appears to be going off the edge. Let's verify that real quick. Let's make you... Yeah, that's counted as Tuesday. Although it starts on the previous day. And we actually... Looks like I didn't really go over the edge here. So how do I detect that with a date value? I guess I need to do like date to time. So the initial thing is if date of the end is the day of week of the end is not the same as the day of week at the beginning, assuming nobody does a 7-day stream. Then we want to split it. But we want... Yeah, what is with this? It counts as day of week Tuesday. And it's the created... Oh. No, this looks right. This is a pretty accurate representation of my streaming times. So the created at has to be the start time. Or pretty close to it. So I guess I need to know what this thing is. So once upon a time I had model dot videos list dot map onto video li text to string video dot created at. It'd help if I could. All right, so this has to be. Okay, that's the li. That's the li. And I didn't change anything else, right? So I messed this up somewhere. Oh, comma. Oh, no, that's not a comma. That is argument to you. No. Oh, no, this has to be... Fine. What? All right, so this would have been a Monday. No, it's showing up on Tuesday. 17, 13, 9, 036, 8, 22, 20, 29, 12, 9. What? course, this is how this thing is printing it out, not how the day of week function is printing it out. Or my offset calculation is wrong. Let's do this up here. ToString date dot day of week video dot created at so this is showing up on a Tuesday. What? It's getting sorted into the Tuesday bucket. But all of these times look like they make sense to me. Maybe I've got like two bugs that are like making things look mostly right. Or I've got some kind of, I'm getting a negative duration and pushing it back the other way. So I probably need to do the offset calculation. Oh, yeah, that offset calculation. That one looks negative. Can I perchance get you take the video or the date? You took the video. Nope. All right. So, Tuesdays. None of those look like they're negative. Maybe no, because I mean, like it's 12 and that's right on 12. The scale can't be that, unless the center is right and the scale is wrong. All right, do we have any interactive features so I can see which one this is that's drawing this way? That might be a problem with events. Drawing.collage. Well, I mean, the start date is the only thing of interest to me. So, well, I guess I still kind of need this. So when I make a box, list.map. We have no HTML events right now, so we could do... I usually do this one as specific. Events. As events. Oh, I usually expose specific things. Events.onClick. Oh, to get anything out of this, I have to... Well, no, wait a minute. Does SVG have a... title attribute that you can get hover text on? Maybe. Might be a little bit easier. Except I don't know... Yeah. These aren't necessarily SVG elements. I can only put things in the top level. Maybe collage? Group. Filled outline styled. Filled style line style. Fill style, line style. No, nope, 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 nope. We gotta do a whole bunch of junk for this. Events.onClick. Video dot. We need a tag date. UI u.tag date let equals debug.log tag date in nothing. HTML.video? Oh. Videos. Oh, this is two ranges. The only thing we can report. Oh. Unless we do some sort of zip map thing. Oh, but now it's the wrong thing. But it's actually a float. Of course it is. Okay, I guess it's blocking duplicate messages. Wait. What is that thing? Oh, because I'm drawing... That's different color because I'm drawing a thing over it. Well, anyway, we have a number now. That's not any... Start is an offset. That's like an awful lot of seconds. Milliseconds, but still. How is that rendering beyond 0? Well, it's already afloat. Do I need to parenthesize that? Apparently I do. So, yeah, my scale's inaccurate. And this is why I was afraid of doing this as a separate thing. Row heat map group debug display scale group debug. All right, so I don't need the list right now. Right, because I super scale it. I kind of wanted to see the individual rows, though. So they matched up before that. And the time marker appears to be accurate, although I think, no, it's just a visual illusion. Looks like the debug stuff is adding, oh no, I extended the width of it to make sure I could see the stuff. And it's actually, I don't need nearly that much extra to see this stuff. we need like... There's actually nothing beyond midnight right now. So we only get that if we did Shift X of this. It would have to be more than negative 0.5, right? And context decorations. Okay, that's actually nothing because we're not drawing those base rectangles. So now we can click on... That is not a full 0.5. Made our width 0 to 0.5. We scale x by 1,000. All right, we know which... How are you getting... That is a pretty big negative. Is this... Hour, minute, second. And this was one of the two... Oh, I actually had the number there and I just lost it. Yeah, I think it was the 21. Which is an order of magnitude less than the others. Okay, that is early, but it's still not before 0. Is this an off by 1 error on the hours? To our range. Ooh. Date dot hour video dot created at that we don't need to do too much punctuation with. Miss Brookman, thank you for the follow. All right. This was like a 21.69. It's a 0, all right. How is that getting to be negative? Or is scale not working the way I think it's working? I mean, before I was doing my transparent overlay box at 0 to day width, and that was fine. That was exactly where I wanted it. So what baffles me is that I click on this, I get negative 0.47. Okay. Okay. Where is... Did this go where we think it goes? Oh, that's way over. What the heck? And that was a 1x1 rectangle. That was just center and width. Oh. I'm moving the center. Duh. This is not the left edge. So is this just a divide by 2? No. Well, maybe not. That's still going back too far. Yeah, we're creating all of these boxes centered. Duration. That feels uneven somehow. Oh, right, because the line isn't the center. So the rectangles are here. We need to position the center. Right, so we have to not by the start. So it's start minus duration divided by 2. Or is it, do we have to go plus because we're at the center? I'm positioning the center. I should probably remove my list. Still off the edge. So do I have to think of that as plus to move the edge to the center and then adjust it to the start? Okay, so that's sensible. I need to get rid of my list now because I'm getting blocked up by the debug tool here. And Woman Respector 17. Thank you for the follow. Oh, because that's the bounds it's calculating. So that can actually be less. But now I might actually be going past midnight now. Okay. Up my bounds a little bit. I'm not sure how much bigger I need this to be. I should actually not be going off the left edge now. Yeah, so that one went a little bit past. And that one needs to be a little bit over. So that is actually the thing I need to break right now. I should not have to deal with left edge issues. Actually, for my data set, I probably don't even need that much. All right, so the debug bounds are what the actual thing. That's looking reasonably. I think that may have like just kind of realigned everything because they were all offset by duration. So it's like less clustered around the middle, I guess. Huh. Yeah, that actually seems a little bit better. All right, so that is, can get rid of the bugging stuff. Actually, I could probably just reset that and redo the offset. Because I did messages and events and all that stuff, bug stuff, box changes. Turned off my fade rectangles. And the fix was start plus duration divided by 2. Okay. That should fix that. Fix positioning of boxes. For box width. All right, so that reduces our splitting problem to, what would we say? Duration puts us onto a different day than we started. That could get a bit gnarly. And that makes it a little bit of a nice breaking point. So as you can probably tell, this is usually around when I wrap up. And we're at a little bit of a breaking point right now. So thanks to SES Dev, Haskin TV, Dog and Lake, Stormy Ice Leopard, Ocerat Gaming, Cat Knox, Joey Chef Ray P, Panthers Taken, One Jelly Bean, Destructively Phased, Lizzie Live, and Deadly Tacos for hosting me. It's quite the collection. Let me see if I can make any recommendations. I end up all these morning times are usually programming. This is my project at the moment. I've been rotating on to some Lua OBS stuff, some other Elm projects. I'm probably going to be doing an Elm JavaScript project in a month or so here to prepare for a game tournament. And then afternoons tend to be gaming, which not so much on Monday, Tuesday. We'll see how things going. Alright, I probably still need to find more people programming, but I got a couple here. So one of the things I eventually want to do this is put this into my hostable list so I know people's hours, but for now I'm just kind of winging it. And I see Jobu42 working on a chat system in Elixir. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye, and maybe next time.